But yeah, overall thoughts, I think, as somebody that has played Escape from Tarkov since 2017, I've played at least 8 wipes, realistically quite a bit more. I also played single player Tarkov for going on like 2 years. And I've now done, started up PvE as well. I think this is like a great beginner's first extraction shooter. It definitely has some issues. My main issue with the game is the fact that you are limited. 500 items sold on the flea market per week. That's pretty low, especially considering like how much higher the prices are on the flea market for selling things versus selling it to the vendor. It means that you really almost always want to be selling it, on the flea market. And then if you go, it's actually incredibly easy to sell stuff on the flea market. Let's say I want to sell these bullets. I literally just press F and I press list. And that's it. It's just going to list it for like the lower prices. And so you can, list stuff very fast. I don't really mind the fact that you can only have 12 items listed. And I know, there's got to be some concessions because it's a free-to-play title. But I think you need to pick and choose where you want those concessions. And it's a little bit unfortunate when it is something, that you're limited on, that is such a big part of the game, especially because it's not actually incredibly easy to make money in the game, even when you have a really good solid run. Like the highest I got in a single run, I think was like 780,000, but it's not actually 780,000 because the price that they give you for each item is actually not what it is. For example, if it says something's 10,000, it's probably going to be 5 or 6,000, if you sell on the market, even less if you're selling it, to the vendors. And it says, something's 100,000. Well, it's not, right? It's probably going to be closer to 60,000. So this is something that I think they could probably get reworked a little bit. I actually don't mind that you don't have a secure container, at least out the gate. It seems like, you can earn this one. This one you have to buy from the source. Same with this one. I actually don't really mind that because I've been kind of an anti-secure container person for quite a while. And I actually really like the fact that you can bring, like, your only thing that you really get from playing the game is a keychain, because keys are obviously like super valuable. They're needed for quests and stuff like that. So I like that it starts you off with it. You can upgrade it. And then also something that's really cool, you cannot, like when I got this key is like 650,000, right? When I got this key, I was not allowed to put it in here in the raid. You can only bring stuff into the raid and have it here. So that is like really, really smart. It means that if you get a high value item, you still have that, that afraid feeling. You want to make it out alive. And if somebody kills you, they get that, that satisfaction of the fact that they just got that item. And you can't just shove it in your booty. But really, ultimately, I think that the best thing about this game by far is just all of the quality of life things. There's so many. It would be impossible to talk about all of the quality of life things, whether it's the auto heal to use the right med item, whether it's the fact that it shows you your equipment price, whether it's the fact that you could just click on a slot and then I could click on a slot and then all your favorite things will come up right here and you can just cycle through all of them like this. Like every single thing is just fantastic. I love it. The fact if I grab ammo, it's going to highlight, every single gun and every single mag that ammo works for. And there's so many quality of life options. The fact that you can roll up backpacks in order to save space and rigs, that's really, really cool. Some of the extracts do some pretty interesting things as well that I'm a big fan of. Like you might have to, have dog tags or something in order to extract. I think there's a lot of really neat things that this game does. And overall, it just feels like a Tarkov without the jank. And for me, the most important thing And the reason that I like this game quite a lot is because of how fast you get into matches. By the time you press ready to the point that you're in a match is on average 10 to 25 seconds. It's really, really fast. In Tarkov, the fastest I ever get into a match is maybe 3 minutes. And that's after putting together the loadout and everything, which is probably another couple minutes. So this game is fast, man. And that's exactly what you need when you are, you know, someone like me that actually has a life, whether you go to work and you go to school, or you hang out with friends, or you hang out with family, or you just play other games, right? You don't want to, nobody wants to be sitting and, you know, having to use their phone or whatever when they want to sit down and play a game. And so for me, that's the #1 W that this game has over Tarkov. If you're one of those people that really likes Tarkov because of the immersion and the realism, even though the game is obviously not realistic, but you like the more immersive, you like being able to shoot your teammates in the head and kill them, you like not having a map, you like having to look up where the fuck to go for every single quest, right? You love having to go to the wiki and check what to do for a quest. Then Tarkov is still going to be for you. But if you're somebody that's, you know, annoyed with all of that stuff, you want a more streamlined experience, then I think that this game has it in full. Now, of course, the end game is questionable because yes, you're leveling up the traders still, just like Tarkov, and yes, you are unlocking new items, but you can buy practically every single thing off the flea market from like level 2 or whatever. So you do start to have a question of the end game. Are they going to do wipes? I am not 100% sure. I don't know if they're going to do wipes, right? There's a lot of stuff like this that is kind of up in the air, and the longevity of the game is up in the air. But I would be very, very surprised if this game ends up bombing and not doing well, because ultimately the biggest thing that it has going for it is it's going to be on Steam and it's going to be free to play. And those two things are going to do wonders for the game. And unless it turns out to be like Cycle Frontier, which was also a free to play extraction shooter, that I actually really did like, but it's, you know, it had a serious issue with cheating. It had a seriously bad community manager and like team that was very anti-content creator, and it just created a super negative and toxic space to play the game that ended up killing the game. Unless it goes the way of that game and there's like rampant cheating and it's really, really bad and it's unplayable, then I think that this game is going to do incredibly well. But you know, those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about the game, whether you've played it or you've seen it. Are you a Tarkov diehard and you know, are fine wasting your life away waiting in menus? Or are you somebody that's, you know, more interested in this game? Maybe you'll use it as the gateway drug to get your friends and stuff like that into Tarkov. I think that you could easily do that because this is a much more approachable title. But yeah, let me know. Have a fantastic rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see all of you in the next video or from Stream Rooney.